Yes, of course, it's ISHOWSPEED's 21st birthday, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brian Sakwa Show. Today I'm just here to do this live because, ISHOWSPEED. Let me check if my microphone is working. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? 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 If you can't hear me, say hi at the comments. Chat, chat, chat. Let's chat, 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 chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The microphone is good. 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 Let me just. I want to go to Google before I send my birthday message to ISHOWSPEED. Let me see. Let me see what Google says about ISHOWSPEED. Googling ISHOWSPEED right now. Yes, born Darren Watkins Jr., better known as ISHOWSPEED or simply Speed, is an American YouTuber and online streamer. He's one of the most popular online streamers and internet personalities in the world. That's just avant-garde, avant-garde. How did ISHOWSPEED get rich? Through massive diverse income stream from YouTube revenue, major brand sponsorships like Puma, Adidas, lucrative streaming deals, Rumble, merchandise, music sales, and viewer donations. And then there's another question, I think. Why is ISHOWSPEED so popular? It says, became famous for his chaotic, high energy, and unpredictable live stream, particularly for his exaggerated reaction. Raw emotion combined with his passionate support for footballer Cristiano Ronaldo and Speed Does Africa tour make him a polarizing but unmissable internet personality for sure. He is just a missable personality. And right here in our country, first of all, when Speed jetted in our country, he literally brought Nairobi. He shut it down. He shut the internet into a trillion in collectible pieces. His visit will forever be memorable. And now that he's almost coming close to, his African tour, I think we will miss him because what ISHOWSPEED is doing at the scale and gravitas and gratitude of what he's doing has never been done before. It's just super incredible. And I think despite the fact that, I remember in his IRL Zimbabwe, he had mentioned that he was having a couple of he said his mental health has been, challenged and it was not well, but he was trying his best because as well, they're having internal issues. I mean, everybody has, anyone who's a star or anyone who has gone through anything that has made them great, or if you work with a team, there'll always be challenges in between. And so does ISHOWSPEED. And I believe he's human, but there's a sense of, in a kind of way, that he's viewed as a machine. And so they expect everything he does to be electrifying. But I'm sure there's days when he's extremely fatigued, he's tired, he doesn't want nothing but just rest and sleep, which I feel like is very essential. And now that he's coming close to his African tour, I remember watching his Senegal's IRL stream yesterday, and he said he'd be announcing his next location. A lot of people in the comment section were saying that he could possibly be in Nigeria. I tend to think it could be Nigeria though, because he's finished with most of the North African countries, and I think his worst experience was in Algeria. That was absolute madness and ridiculousness, just black and white racism at its peak, bruh. Like that was discrimination, and he felt hated, and that's why he had to flee. And interestingly, I remember something. One thing about Nigeria is that Nigeria was banned by the United States. Donald Trump actually issued a ban on almost 20 plus African countries plus other European countries from the United States. So I don't know how he'll be received, but let's separate ISHOWSPEED from Donald Trump in American politics, because he's coming there to actually put your country on the map globally. And I believe Nigeria can use that as a strategic tool to just showcase how best Nigeria is and good for the world. Nigeria has a bad rap in the United States, especially where something that has to do with scamming. If you speak closely to people, especially people that are based in Houston, in Texas, they have so many endless, ridiculous stories about being scammed by people or persons believed to be, Nigerians. Leave alone the Somalis. I think the Somalis and Minnesota is a totally different story. That one I think is super political. But just Nigerians and what they do, but Nigerians are really incomparable. Like you can never compare Nigerian with, a Kenyan. Well, our cultures, the way they conduct themselves, their personality, they are super outgoing. They're very expressive, they're loud, sometimes unpredictable, but they're known for a certain kind of stature that they just bring out. Their effervescence, you can easily tell that this dude is a Nigerian, this lady is a Nigerian. And then their food, oh my gosh, the fufu is just, the jollof rice, oh my gosh, bro, I'm dying to test jollof rice. And so if ISHOWSPEED is going to be celebrating his birthday in Nigeria, then that's the most luckiest country in the world to host ISHOWSPEED on his 21st birthday. Show him nothing but love, bro. Because the scale at which this dude is doing what he's doing, I don't think it's something that has ever been witnessed before since the foundation of the internet. So it's just spectacular, splendid, and tremendous, and completely avant-garde. So you guys give ISHOWSPEED the best treatment. I trust that you guys, now that you're going to be a part of the last countries that he's visiting, you're going to promise him to have a good time, like a time that he will forever remember and not forget. So as a person who experienced him right here in my country, I can tell you ISHOWSPEED is a wonder. He's an indescribable, just uncontainable, such an unreal and unfathomable ball of energy that you can't just comprehend and even put in a book. So I would love to be friends with ISHOWSPEED. I would definitely love to be friends with ISHOWSPEED, or even collaborate and work with his team. I would love to be his Swahili teacher from Kenya. Nimfunze Kiswahili hapa kule tujue mambo vipi. Habari yako. By the way, he'll be forever remembered for that habari yako moment when he just, got out of his car when he was kickstarting his IRL stream Kenya at Upper Hill. He got out of the car and he said hi to a gentleman, and then he met a lady who was, I think, either picking firewood or washing some sort of like utensils. And then there was some 3 kiddos who are playing football right over there. And then he said habari yako to them, and the other one got scared and he started running away, and Speed started chasing him down. And then till, the kiddo was running towards his mom. His mom managed to contain him. Speed managed to say habari yako to him, and everything just went on nice. So that moment was just humorous and just, it was funny. It was funny. So Speed has a very strong personality and a funny bone. He's outgoing and unpredictable and so unreal that you just can't tell what he's gonna do next. And all the barking and just squeaking and like the stunts are just out of this world. And he's such an incredible person. Like I said, I would definitely love to work with ISHOWSPEED if I had a chance to. But now that he's celebrating his 21st birthday, the only thing we can wish him is nothing but love. I was watching a couple of Speed's videos about his past, and when he began his YouTube journey in 2016, he was living with his mom. The battle was Speed did not fit in school. I think from my understanding, I think Speed didn't like school, and maybe he felt like there were other alternative ways that could get him, or alternative routes that he would have pursued in life that would have led him to fulfilling or accomplishing his dream and his destiny and his passion, skill, and talent, and bring it out to the world, other than sitting in a classroom with a pen and paper, copying, writing notes, listening to theories left, right, and then later on pursuing, So YouTube was always his ultimate vision and dream. But that brought a lot of conflict between him and his mother. And so being a single mom who had been divorced from his dad, that put Speed between a rock and a hard place. And He had to struggle living with his mom putting up with his dreams, and the kind of personality he exhibited, and how expressive and sometimes loud, or how he would shut down mentally, emotionally. And I believe there's a sense of anxiety, in his childhood. And that's just that brokenness that comes from not being fully accepted by your mother and being receiving the approval. Because there's an African saying that goes, a son, a man is who his mother makes him, because your mother is the first woman you get to experience in her life. She is a demonstration and a role model and a representation of what women are. She's the first feminine energy you get to experience, and that builds you up as a man. It contributes to a feminine side of you as a man, because you have to be balanced. You're really masculine. You have masculine energy. You need feminine energy. And the first person to give that energy to you so that it balances you as a person is always your mother. But when it turns out that your mother becomes your greatest enemy and foe, it breaks your heart, first of all, as a child. And that's your first heartbreak, because the person who should have nurtured you, protected you, loved you, embraced you, nourished you, they broke your heart. They rejected you publicly and disapproved of you. So it breaks your heart. And that contributes a lot even to the formation of the child's sexuality. And so looking at how I think during I can say the early formative years of ISHOWSPEED, and the way he'd go through these scuffles with the mom, and the mom would dismiss him, you could ultimately read in between the lines that Speed was doing his best to please his mom with his streams. Like, at some point, I think he had clocked 600,000 subscribers, and he was celebrating and telling his mom to celebrate with him. And his mom bluntly told him she doesn't give an F about that. There's a point when I think she was also streaming an incident where he was streaming in his bedroom, in his room, and he was barking, of course, doing all those stunts. And the mother would just pull up and shut him down and tell him to exit the stream. And then he ended up being kicked out of the house. He went to live at a different place. He was homeless. He said he had no friends, but luckily enough, I think he landed in the hands of Adin Rose, who also became his greatest support system. I believe one day they'll tell their story. But then his dad, I think, went on and began another new, different family. So Speed having to go through all that family brokenness, and being able to be who he is, I think it's a godly, it's just beyond description. And from my judgment and observation, I think Speed was a special kid. He was a special kid. And there's a place I read an article where he suffered, cluster headaches. And I think it's something that I myself too went through at some point. I think around 7, 8 years ago, I suffered cluster headaches where it's sometimes you feel like your head is just, it's like it's being hammered inside. And sometimes it might even cause, it's a partial blindness where like you can't see clearly, you can't exactly see clearly because of the headache, and it's excruciatingly painful. And this dude went through that. And now I see there's so many videos on the internet that show him, trying to donate to, homeless, people on the streets. He's also donating even to, I'd say, people that, are abandoned. He tries his best to actually reunite broken relationships between a mother and a son. And I think that just comes from a place of like, this is what I should have received as a child from my mother, but I ended up not receiving it. Then why can't I use my pain as a cause to advance for, success and victory for others, maybe who've never experienced breakthrough? And I find it to be really such a philanthropic and just inspiring and deeply elevating thing that this dude, who is now only 21 years old, is doing. I'm so proud of him. I think what I'm doing right now, it's called a parasocial relationship. A parasocial relationship is where a public figure that you hold dearly to, or you strongly have an extreme sense of admiration towards them, that it feels like you know everything about them. It's called a parasocial relationships. And many of you on the internet is about everything and everyone. So feel free to do whatever you can, so long as you don't go against the Child Protection Act, then it's all love. So as Speed turns 21, I can't wait to watch his IRL stream. I don't know when it's going to be next, but I trust it should be Nigeria. I trust it should be Nigeria because he's done with Senegal. He did Morocco. He did Algeria, where it was extremely chaotic. Egypt, I think the Egypt stream was suspended, was deleted, and plus many others. He did Kenya, he's still donning his Kenyan, bracelet. He's just incredible, man. So Steve, and I remember yesterday, not Steve, Speed, I remember yesterday on your IRL stream, Senegal, you asked what was one of those memorable trips or memorable countries that maybe you'd like to visit again. And I remember the comment section, a lot of people are saying Senegal, but I observed closely. From the comments, a lot of people said it's Kenya. Kenya, Kenya, Kenya. And interestingly, he still was donning his Kenyan bracelet. So Speed. And I remember him saying, there's a person who actually asked, what does he want for his birthday? And he responded and said, the only thing he wants to hear is I love you. He wants nothing on his birthday. So we love you, Speed. I love you, Speed. And I have a very, 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 very strong sense of admiration towards you. I can't wait to be famous like you. Everything that you do, from your skits and your stunts and everything, it's just weird and different, has never been done before. And the boldness and the courage that you exhibit is just indescribable. On this day, as you turn 21 years, we wish you nothing but absolute abundance and greatness. And I believe more tremendous, splendid positives are coming your way. Feel loved, and may the love of the universe and the future and now and of this moment continue to fill your heart and your mind as you turn 21 years old. Happy birthday, Speed. We love you. We love you. We love you, bro. Good luck and all the best. All right, guys. So I think that's what's up. Ensure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm looking forward to do a lot of commentaries as I grow as well on YouTube. At some point, I'm going to be sharing as well my personal stories. And I pray that there's going to be impact, because at the end of the day, all you're looking for is impact on self and impact on others. So I'm super forward and looking forward as well to greater and tremendous exploits. But for now, have a fantastic day. Thank you for tuning into my channel.